Good evening, viewers. Today we are welcoming you to the first episode in 2026. So happy New Year to all of you. You know that we are running this program last year's every month, and as usual this year also will continue. So I want to welcome you all to this DEB show, Development of Education and Business. I hope you all are enjoying your evening. And thanks for joining, whoever joining in the screen and watching from the telephone or whatever it is. I want to welcome you all in this first episode in 2026 today. So as you know, this especially today episode is slightly interesting because we are trying to bring some new themes for all of you, and I hope that this theme will be interactive and also make some sense to young generation, especially to the community. So the topics is actually the e-commerce and the AI, then how it's transforming the future generation or future business. So before we go to the in-depth of the topics, I want to introduce as usual for our guest. As you know that I always bring two guests in the show. So I want to introduce one by one. In my left, I have Dr. Faisal Alam, who is the accountant and academician. He is actually from Bangladesh, but living in the UK more than 15 years. And I hope that he will introduce himself. Faisal, Dr. Faisal, welcome to the show.
Yeah,
please,
so
if you can introduce a little bit to the audience here.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Dava. It is a really great opportunity to me to come to your Dava show, and organized by NTV. So I hope so. I would like to introduce by myself. Actually, I'm a director of FESCO Accountancy Limited, and also I finished my bachelor and also chartered accountant article studentship in Bangladesh, and come to in UK 2007, and then after that I finished my MSc Accounting and Finance from Greenwich University and PhD Plymouth University, and started in ACC as well. So I have more experience in accounting practice firm and work in the different accounting practice firm in UK, and also 2017 I started new business, look like a different way, different law means is a traditional business to e-commerce, starting the e-commerce business. I think so it's a little bit different from traditional business to e-commerce business. That's why I have very interesting in in topics as well. So and then I have seen that is a e-commerce business really going up in global market. That's why I start the new concept look like e-commerce business, and that one is related with the accounting.
Thank you, Dr. Alam, and you explained really well about you.
So much.
So that's good. You are academician plus the accountant. Now, in my right hand side, I have Professor Shabnam Daphne, who is actually a professor as an academician, business lady. Plus, she is actually a politician. So we are not going to take her political side, but we will especially talk about business and the academic side. So she is originally from Iran. Professor Daphne, welcome to the show, and thank you very much to joining, really. Now, if you can little bit explain about you to the audience, and I know it is little bit different in the slightly different angle. So if you can introduce yourself, please.
Hello everyone, and thank you very much to Dr. Dava. I'm very pleased and privileged to join you this evening for the Dava show. As Dr. Dava said, I'm Shabnam. My name is Shabnam. I'm originally born and bred in Iran, but I'm living in the UK almost 2 decades. I done my PhD in University of Plymouth, and since 2018 I'm honored professor in climate change and scenario planning. environmental planning. Been working in academic area for such a long time, and also, as Dr. Daba said, I love politics as well. But for the last 4 years, I also collaborate with United Nations, especially for MENA region, Middle East and North Africa, for as one of the committee member for disaster committee, which we're looking at climate change and in fact non-military threat, which is including the climate change, water shortages and food insecurity. And also business. I love business, and was trying to just bring all the academic background in the business and see how we can integrate the academic skill with business for the better environment and safer job market, and also saving our planet. That's me.
Thank you, thank you, Dr. Professor Shabnam. I know, dear viewers, actually she's academician as a business person, plus really a community activist as a politician. She is actually presenting from Milton Keynes, her constituency. Now, obvious audience, you saw both a very interesting guest in our audience. So, if anybody want to have any questions or want to ask any question, please, you can have our number in the screen. So you can call us in the studio, and we will try to answer your question if you have something. Now, my first question is actually goes to Dr. Alam. You know, we are actually everyone actually talking about the business, and nowadays young people are actually thinking to do some online business and all sort of thing, especially after COVID. Now, what challenges or why e-commerce is become a popular, and how you can look at it? I know you are obviously supporting many small businesses. Yeah. So what is your opinion about the e-commerce, please?
Okay, first of all, I will see that e-commerce is starting, if we give a little bit grounding level how it is working. So if we see the 2007 or 2008 is a e-commerce business started by eBay or something like that, and then Amazon is starting, you know, in the tabloid paper, and then they are changing their strategy, and when they are changing the strategy, they are bringing the lots of instrument like they are selling in online platform. And they are selling it goods, and also sometimes they are servicing also. So if we see the now, if we 2024, I have seen that in the strategy that is showing that near about 9.06 trillion dollar in the global e-commerce business. This is covered near about 20% total retail sale. So if retail sale is 100%, 20% is e-commerce sales. So it is booming in at the moment, and I have seen that it's a forecasting base wise 2025 to 2027 it is increasing 21 to 22% is business going in e-commerce. So therefore it is really interesting for young generation, because of young generation does not have enough capital investment. But if they have a small amount of investment, they does not care about their shop, you know, in physical shop or physical store, or they does not need any, in employer. He can do by himself, or she can start by herself as well. So I think so. In this time, I think so. E-commerce is really very suitable, and also if they are learning in the e-commerce business and make a skill and train up, and then hopefully they can invest their skill, and also they can invest their knowledge for future generation as well.
Thank you, Dr. Alam. I think you are actually right. That future generation should know then what they are investing and how they can actually skill develop, and the government is doing a lot of actually support to the young people to skill up. So we'll come back to this part anyway. Professor Shabnam, obviously I know you are expert in environmental or disaster management, environmental friendly, or climate change and all sort of thing. The reason I actually invite you today, especially for the e-commerce, now think about the world is changing and very much rapidly, and we need to be too fast, we need to be too smart. Now, as you are obviously, you have a three hand in mind, as I said, business lady plus academician, politician. What challenges you can see last 4 or 5 years, like COVID, after COVID and now? What sort of things you may thinking that e-commerce is actually changing something, because we are talking about the transforming, like, and how e-commerce is actually transforming. What consequences you can see last few years in the business?
One thing is clearly we all have noticed is AI. AI and also lots of online platform, online shopping has changed. So people are prefer to stay in their home or stay in their cozy, places rather than to, walk on the street and do something. And regardless of that, also because all of the social medias has gone, crazily, fastly, developed. So nowadays, like for instance, I remember before COVID, nobody knew about the Zoom or Team. I mean, during the COVID, Zoom has been established and now have become a really solid platform for all the businesses across the globe. So these sort of changes we've been witnessing after the COVID has started. In terms of the environment and new start and e-commerce and all these elements you have mentioned, one thing I saw it after COVID very challenging is financing. So finance is, especially in the area of environment, I always say being green is expensive. So, and also, unfortunately, green is not a priority at the moment, although we are facing the climate change, but with the political climate and lots of war is going around, so it has been pushed back, is not the agenda, the first top agenda for the governments to look and tackle the climate change. So I see in the area of the climate change and environment, finance is the big issue. And also still logistic and law is still very laggy around the environment side. So, but of course in lots of businesses like AI, which makes me very concerned, is fasting.
Thank you. So I actually appreciate that you mentioned the finance. Obviously that every business or everything need finance, absolutely. But do you think also, like, and if you are thinking like 10-15 years ago, I'm sure, as you remember your 2002, 2004 or something in the Plymouth or in the education world or business world, everybody was talking about the e-commerce. It was just started in 2000, around 2000. So this 25 years ago, 20 years, 24 years ago, people may not know at all e-commerce. This just started something. Now, what is happening is recovering by the AI. Now, do you think the e-commerce actually, when it came to the real world or what we are doing at the moment, e-commerce, e-business and all sort of thing, how it actually, do you think it is actually completely changed our traditional business? Like, think about Iran, think about Bangladesh, think about abroad. What is the traditional business? People have a corner shop, people selling, buying, physical involvement. Now, e-commerce is totally opposite one. So, do you think that e-commerce is actually changing or transforming our life? Or
it does.
How does it? What is happening?
Everywhere we will see. We are seeing that the changes and transformation has happened.
Okay.
I mean. People prefer, to be honest, still we have in the countries like, let's say the developing countries, still they tend to stay traditional. But for the new generations, it's completely opposite. So they prefer to go do everything as a e-commerce or e-business, everything AI, they love and they prefer it. So the transformation is really happening.
Thank you.
Definitely, yes.
Thank you. I just want to establish for our audience, there's actually transformation happening, and we are actually passing through this transformation, whether it touching or understandable or seeing, because it's happening and it's
Yes.
ongoing. So thank you very much, Dr. Shabnam. Now, Dr. Alam, obviously as a accounting, actually Professor Shabnam already little touch about the finance. Now, as the e-commerce is growing and e-commerce is actually developed in last 10-15 years, and now is suddenly changing to AI. Does it actually the e-commerce and AI working together, or it is actually overcoming each other, or overcoming e-commerce overcoming by the AI, or AI overcoming by e-commerce? How you see the this terminology?
I can see that it's a, okay, first say if we see the first e-commerce, then if we see the e-commerce, there is related with the SEO base or something like that. It's a search engine optimization, and then search engine optimization also, the parallelly working with the AI. So that means it's a, in the transforming in the one by one. Yeah, the e-commerce is transforming in search engine, and search engine transforming in AI. So this is one integrated. Without AI, that you cannot survive in the e-commerce as well. So nowadays at the moment, so therefore is a, when you run the business now, people are thinking the AI because of the customer service, customer experience. AI can easily in providing the information on about the in customer experience, and then when customer experience good experience, and then people are AI say then okay, you can go to the specific product, look like you like this one because there is a review goods and price is the incomparable. So therefore in any customer trust the AI as well. So in this case I think so this is working in integrated way, AI and also e-commerce.
E-commerce, thank you. So you also actually mentioned fantastic thing like an integration between the e-commerce and artificial intelligence. Now Professor Shabnam already mentioned the social media, like obviously Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all sort of thing. Now think about if in the traditional business we have a shopping mall. When we go to shopping mall, we can see the various businesses and all sort of thing. Now when we actually converted this thing in the social media, and it is totally e-commerce, like it is all everybody is a virtual, and also nobody seeing anything. This only buying and selling and all sort of thing. Now, if we can convert this conversation for normal shopping mall as a social media shopping mall, so think about social media as a shopping mall, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all are coming together. Now, what challenges or what kind of activity or action, or how are you seeing the challenges? Where is the challenge?
Okay, if you say that it's e-commerce, they are still e-commerce will be get a challenge because of people love the trust that when you see the any goods, then you can more preferable is that you can love it because of you can see actually is it good or bad. But it's the e-commerce business disadvantage is you cannot see visible. So when you see the visible products, still people love the visible products. Second one is the people love in integration and interaction with the seller, who is the seller, or that means the business owner. When you see the business owner, then you can speak with business owner and also the smiling and also greeting. Then it is very important for any customer as well. So therefore, for still local business and also the in corner shop or this type of business is will be survive. I think so. It will be survived, not a just only destroy for within 10 years or 15 years. It will take a time. If they are changing their mind, and maybe they will be recover their business as well.
Thank you, thank you, Alok. Now, Professor Shabnam. So, as you actually already touched the finance and social media and all sort of thing. Now, think about our young generation. As you already mentioned that. In especially our elder generation, they are still love to do the shopping in the traditional way, and it is the obvious truth. But do you see in front of us, like if we thinking next 5 years, where we are actually heading for, and how you seeing? Do you, because you are actually a politician and you are supporting young people, you are actually working for environment and climate change, you are working for environmental issues and all sort of thing. So e-commerce is actually coming, if you compare with the paperless, like we are talking about like an e-commerce is a paperless something. How it is actually benefited for the society, and how much it is actually impact, because we are talking actually today like impact of e-commerce and artificial intelligence, how it is transforming. what transformation we are seeing. So do you see from your experience in the society what kind of e-commerce actually transforming, or how it is transforming for our young people?
As earlier on we discussed, for the young generation, what I see, they are mad on AI,
Yeah.
and it's just, you know, they crazy, and AI. And somehow the concern is even at so many debates and at the level of the governments and also United Nations is the accountability and reliability to AI, and also where the actual line is, how far we can push for AI, because some jobs, some tasks, AI definitely cannot, you know, provide. So where is the line, and who is making that line? Because at the same time, AI is very handy, could be very handy, but on the other hand, could be very risky and scary as well. So you can fabricate so many things with the AI, but at the same time, so the question is the credibility of all the jobs and all of this, you know, this e-commerce is getting done, whether where is the line? So this is one question I see and one concern I see at the moment, and you know, perfectly honest answer, still the government are seeking to find out, you know, to make the proper legislation to give, for instance, the old generation or people are having a concern about the AI and e-commerce, so that there is, you know, accountability and responsibility for that matter would be in place. So if the government place this legislation, then everyone definitely, as we said, transformation, regardless we want it or not, is happening. So it depends to the speed, depends to, you know, how fast the government and every country is pushing for. Likewise, for instance, in the UK, now they have announced that every cities across the United Kingdom will be set up by artificial, you know, facial recognition. So that's, of course, is very good in so many ways, but at the same time, would be very concerning. So the privacy and would be in question. So those are the, you know, the dilemma in around the AI. Going back again to your, you know, the question, yes, the transformation is happening and AI is taking power.
Thank you, Shabnam. I think
welcome.
you also, like, you know, correctly mentioned that's responsibility. I think the viewer, we do business, we use technology, but I think Professor Shabnam has mentioned the responsibility is very important, because if you don't control your responsibility, then you lose many things. So the viewer, we are actually about to break time. So please, if you allow us for a few seconds for our break, and then we will come back to you again. And after break, we will continue same topics. And I hope that you already enjoyed, and looking forward to see you again after a few minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Again, welcome to DEB show. I'm Dr. Debar Chaudhary. Now, if somebody just recently joined to this part of the show, then I want to introduce my both guests. In my right hand, I have a Professor Shabnam Daphne, who is the academician, business person, plus the politician, and she is actually working for climate change and especially environmental issues. And my left hand side, I have a Dr. Faisal Alam, who is actually accountant and also academician, plus doing a lot of society work as well. So we are actually talking today especially impact of e-commerce and artificial intelligence, how it transforming the future. So viewer, you know this, we are already transforming before COVID and after COVID. If you look at it, what is happening in the business world, it becomes so fast. And last 10 years, if you can look at the obviously business and the education, everything is changed. In our first segment, we talk about the few things. I just want to recapping, like when we talk shopping mall, especially social media shopping mall, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everything is coming as a packet. So you can see what shopping mall is doing in the socializing for our real life. Then we also talking about the especially finance, in the little bit finance, how the business is actually impacting. We talk about the responsibility. Honestly, this is one of the responsibility plus is coming to our hand, especially when we talk about the education, society, and the impact of our future generation, especially when we're thinking what is going on with the young generation. Now, in this particular segment, I want to ask Professor Shobnam. Obviously, we touched a little bit about the consumer behavior. We talk about the changing of our character, especially the transformation of human behavior. Now, e-commerce is not a recent platform or shopping things or business. It happened like in 20 years, more than 20 years is actually word and mouth. Now, AI is recovering. Now, what is the customer expectation? Like, if you think about any general business, we go to the shop, we see the product, and if you like, we can do talk, bargaining, and sort of thing. However, e-commerce is totally different. So, what is the customer expectation? What do you see the consumer, how consumer is expecting something under the e-commerce?
It's a very good question. Actually, with having the e-commerce growing very fastly, so the customer have definitely will have few expectation, like easy fast shopping and the delivery option of could be like variety of the choices they have, and trust and security, which the goods, the description of the goods is exactly what would be provided to the customer. And also competitive pricing. So what sort of, the customer should be able to have a, price match, check and see that option is available. Fast and reliable items. They don't, customer not tending to wait so long for the products to receive. So and also in terms of feedback and customer services, they definitely would expect the refund and also the return policy, and all these elements, I suppose, is very important to put in place in e-commercing, expectation for the customers.
Excellent. Thank you, Shobnam. I think also I like that one things you already mentioned, the CRM, customer review, like in customer relation management. Because think about the e-commerce 20, 30 years ago, if somebody doing business, if they do some bad behavior with customer, nobody knows, because only the one or two people knows in the surrounding. But now, if somebody did the wrong thing, and people putting in the feedback, and it goes to everywhere, and they cannot actually delete it. So you are absolutely right. That is actually one thing, like in how you maintain your relationship with your customer. So e-commerce is a very interesting platform, but you have to be a very responsibility. Now, Dr. Alam, I think obviously you heard about the customer expectation. Now think about you are a customer, or I'm sure you have a lot of a small business, and who are you supporting as a accountant. Now, what kind of situation you can observe or you can see that people are actually irritating under e-commerce, like if they make the decision? Do you think people are always happy with the e-commerce, or how they are making themselves a bit confusion?
Okay, if we see then in our community base, there is if I segmenting in the 3-4 types of segmentation, like a Chinese segmentation, and then if we segment in Indian segmentation, and also in Bangladesh segmentation, there is a 3 types of segmentation, if we say that. So in Chinese, they are happy because their price is very low price, and then they say that they are making the good profit. And if you say the Indian the segment base, that they are selling in service, in e-commerce service. If you see that in giant company look like Amazon, eBay, or Shopify, or in TikTok, so in always selling goods in by China, and they are happy. And then if we see that in Chinese, it's Indian based, they are providing service. So all are related in e-commerce. So in this, your question is coming in, is they are editing or not? Yeah, in small investor, they have got some problem because of investment liquidation problem. So if they has not enough money, sometimes they are buying the goods and selling the goods in they have a buffering period as well. So in the buffering period, if they does not have enough money, so they are thinking then, oh, okay, they has not enough capital and they are losing business and they are paying in the service charge. So in that type is actually coming the irritation to the small businessman. In this case, I think that is before start the e-commerce, it still has to be a thing how it will be because of strategy. If you have not is a proper strategy, then you are not sustainable in the e-commerce business.
Thank you. So just to parallel one small question, like as you touch with the human interaction. Does e-commerce is actually obviously sometimes they don't have any human interaction. Now, do you think it is important for somehow in future probably AI will covering this human interaction rather than at the moment people don't have interaction in the e-commerce? So how you see in that future?
First of all, the e-commerce is, to be honest, it will not be going to the interaction. It's a day by day is going to the the AI system, that is the artificial intelligence system. So human interaction is not a. But it's a good news is a customer review, is a social corporate social responsibility.
CSR,
because of the when you go to any website, then you like to first is how many review is there, how it is there in the feedback provide, and also we can see the price combination in same product, different price, little bit different price. So we can see that actually which review is good and how much is the price strategy, then you can easily buy it. So that therefore is a feedback is very important rather than the human interaction.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Alam. I think we'll come back in a minute. Professor Shabnam, obviously you see the feedback is one of the issues we are talking about, that obviously consumer expectation we talk, and we understood that how impact for the society in the future for next generation. Now we can see the many shops shop owner or enterprises disappear. Now obviously we may count, we may not count. I'm sure government statistics knows about how many businesses actually collapse and how many businesses are actually disappear, but at the same time their online business is growing. Now do you see because you are as an academician, you are a researcher, you are a politician, so do you see is any danger come to us with a short period of time that all shop will be disappear, then will be only online?
Well, the danger and fear is always there. Likewise, during the COVID, we have faced so many high street shops has been closed down in London, for instance, in Oxford Street. So many high branches of the shops has been closed down, or even in the city or town. I'm sure you were living, you have faced that. But it is for a short period of time, so they have managed to replace it online and get back all of their customer to do the shopping and with the same services online. Having said that, still the elderly and as we say culturally, and so many people also prefer to do not doing the online shopping and really enjoying the atmosphere by going to pop into the shops. So the governments, I suppose it is very important to keep both alongside together alive. We cannot completely to just say, well, we have to, for instance, all of these high street shops has to be closed because we're having a massive transformation, which we have globally, but we cannot keep them, or it's very costly. Yes, it is costly, but what is going to happen to the customers are not relying or not willing to do the transformation. So those, I'm sure the governments in every country have are thinking about this, this situation, and they make sure that there's small SMEs businesses are alive and keep going. At the same time, they provide lots of advice and platform for the young generation, especially, and for a small generation or for entrepreneur to start as an e-commerce or e-shops, e-online platform. So I encourage people to get in touch with their local councillor, local councils, or local authorities in one page, or even MPs, to look at the government's website, be up to date about all of this legislation and sort of enterprise, and facility the governments are encouraging, to do so. So one of the things also I need to mention regarding the government, especially in the UK, because we are having, the energy problem, and the energy's cost is so high. We are one of the countries are paying highest, the bills for the energies. And because of the global warming and sustainability and net zeros and all of this legislation, so for government it is better actually to encourage the businesses to go online instead of having the actual platform on the high street. So is a balance. Yeah.
Thank you. So actually I like this when you are talking net zero sustainability, you were talking about all. Do you think government is enough making the policy to control these businesses? Like, think about this two side of the e-commerce. We are talking about the young generation will be mostly interesting to open a business, and they may not use any shopping mall or any physical location. Does it make a kind of less business? Now think about, for example, if we are talking about the city center, I'm talking about the Milton Keynes or whatever it is, you can see the people when they are going for shopping, they are not only going for shopping, they also sit down with coffee, they can do other activities and something. But online people are not human interaction. So my real question is to you, obviously, as you are talking about all those changing, does government need to be a little bit more policy to balance the live businesses and the online business, so that society can have the balance in that somehow?
Definitely. I mean, I personally always encourage to keep all this, the shopping malls and the traditional shops, to keep it open, because it is good for the mental health being as well. So constantly, yes, in terms of it's the balance of so many elements is on needs to be in consideration. So constantly sitting and using the devices in a long term, the science has proved that it will affect the mental well-being. So we as a human, we're not the robot. As a human, we need to have human interaction. We need to have some, fresh air. So that platform, like a shops outside, as you mentioned, people are having for a shop, for chatting, for meeting up, for coffee, or even walk, to just fresh their mind. But so this is important. And the governments, yes, they trying to, as I mentioned earlier on, they trying to keep the balance. But it's how successful they can be in the next few years, we have to wait and see.
But I have, because you are a politician, I just look at many cities or towns, or think about the car parking. Yeah. So these are all sort of things, a small thing, but think about if you are going for shopping 2 hours, 3 hours, hardly you find the car parking. Then if you are park also, you have to give £4-5 per hour. So do you think this sort of thing government need to be little bit think about for at least, because council need to be survive, I know, for this parking money or something, but on the other hand they are also losing the businesses. So that my question actually goes back to again balance between the online and the physical shop, because if the government not supporting those many other activities, council tax, local authorities, parking, this, I think this need to be probably address in the future plan. Anyway, I'll come back to you. One more question, Dr. Alam.
Yes.
You know that you have a lot of client about the small businesses.
Yes.
What advice you give to them? Like if somebody is doing business in physically, if they come to you and they say I want to do online business, how you balance it? How you managing those people conversation?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, I have seen that it's a traditional business and e-commerce business is completely different, because when I work in the traditional accounting firm, there never I did not understand how it is working. When I work in the Chinese accounting firm, then I have seen that actually really is a good place to young generation and other or other community people, or in different age group, they can start the business, e-commerce business. Okay, I have got some problem is here because of they are not understand how it is. They say that okay, I have start the shop in the the Amazon, eBay, or TikTok shop, or the in Shopify shop, but if you are registered in the shop, not say that actually your business is going up. So in this case, you have to make a strategy like a tax matter. It's a very important tax matter, because you have to learn how it is tax working, because of in any e-commerce business they need a first of all is a VAT registration in UK or in any other country, because we are working in the globally e-commerce business. We are tax service provider in Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Poland. So therefore is a all in every EU country they need a first is a VAT registration. Yes, so when they start the VAT registration, client is little bit in scared, why shall I do the VAT registration first? But is a system is say that when you start the business, then you have to contribute the government as well, because say Amazon liable or even liable to pay the share the tax to government as well. So therefore when the client start the new business, they have to think about the tax matter, they have to product cost, that they have to be thinking about the in AI system as well, because if they does not have enough knowledge about the AI, that they because of is still the in SEO system is working, is the Amazon or eBay, whatever it is, even the Google, their SEO system is working.
So they need to know some
they have
sort
to
of system.
learn how to work is ACI as well.
Thank you, Alam. Definitely, we are actually nearly end of the program. So I want to ask you a very straightforward question. Like, there is a lot of people are worried about e-commerce, that AI is coming. So people are, especially if you look at the three level of our human, one is a young generation, middle age, and the elder generation. What kind of advice on what sort of kind of like an opinion you have that people should follow up in the next few years, so then they cannot lose their harmony, they don't lose their business, they don't lose their temptation. So what sort of advice you can give to the audience, please?
As with my background as being an environmental activist and academician, so first thing for me is to stay sustainable and make sure whatever products you have is sustainable and is environmental friendly. And second advice I can give is stay ethical. So any products you provide, any goods, make sure that the ethics remains there. And it is very important to be accountable, responsible, and ethical for any services we are providing in e-commerce. And the third advice is education about any platform or any business you want to step in. Do it ASAP, because especially the new generation are very, very smart and very competitive. So being smart and be quick and also have enough knowledge about your platform is important. So I encourage again, whoever wants to set up any new business, get in touch with the local governments and local authorities, council, and find out about what sort of help the government is providing, either nationally or locally. And final bits I am advising, it's make your career choose very fast. So
very important, yeah.
Absolutely. So because of very fast AI and e-commerce growing, so it is very important that you choose your career and stick to it and work on it and I'm sure you will get through it.
Thank you
You're
very much.
welcome.
Really, you did a very good. Dr. Alam, we have just 1 minute.
Yeah,
If you can say just very quickly to 30 seconds, then do you have any like an advice or any kind of website then a small business can see what is the e-commerce going on and how they can learn something?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you so much. It's a good thing is that people, our community. I'm just giving the advice to our community, Bangladeshi community. I think so. You have to learn how to work out with the e-commerce because of we are very behind regarding the e-commerce business rather than in other Eastern Asian or India or Pakistan. So therefore, I think so. I have to say that you have to learn in e-commerce business and faster, and then knowledgeable. Take the knowledge and then using the AI as well.
Thank you. Thank you, both my guests. Honestly, I think we discussed many things. Dear viewers, you saw that both guests are actually talk many things. I hope that you learn many important point or things, and especially for young generation, you have to be responsible for e-commerce, because if you are not responsible, you will lose many things. So I conclude the today conversation is actually impacting, and it is actually transforming our life. So thanks for everybody, especially today episode is actually very interesting because we are transforming ourselves in the technology and the future. So dear all viewers, I hope you enjoyed, and I will look forward to see you in next episode. Thanks to NTV and thanks to everyone who are watching, and have a good night and good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.